Should we bring him
Okay,
in?
let me pull up. Yeah, I'm going to pull over right here at the
All
classy
right.
Taco Bell Burger King double restaurant. So let me pull over in the parking lot there. We'll get him on.
Okay.
You want
All
to
right.
set up his entrance?
Yeah, so we felt like during this time of uncertainty that we have in the United States and the world, we needed somebody to come on with a calming voice that could help us, maybe give us some advice and help us to cope with the world that is surrounding us now. So we brought on the one and only Dr. Phil. Dr. Phil, how are you doing?
Okay, awesome.
I'm doing pretty good, fellas. How are you doing?
Doing pretty good. Good. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much for having us, for being on our show. I know you're probably a pretty
Yeah.
busy
Yes.
person right now.
Well, I'm in quarantine just like everybody else. I do
Oh.
have to say this. I ran through my quarantine supplies in about 6 hours. Fortunately, I'm friends with Oprah, and she let me have some of her food. Her pantry's like a dadgum Costco. And let me tell you this, Melayella, Funyuns, and Nutella are some of her favorite things.
Really? That's unexpected from Oprah. Really? That's unexpected.
Yeah, it's like you get diabetes and you get diabetes and you get. I'm just kidding. You know, she's actually got that health line out now. I don't know if you guys have tried her health food. You haven't
No.
lived
No.
till you've replaced everything tasty in life with cauliflower and kale.
Ooh.
That doesn't sound very scrumptious.
Well, I don't
No.
I don't get
Not
any kickbacks from her health food line, so I'm not really going to help her out too much, am I?
So, Dr. Phil,
no.
let's ask you first of all, where are you hunkered down? What does your situation look like right now?
Well, we're out here in California. I kind of wish I was back in Oklahoma where I grew up because I think it might be a little bit easier out on the plains. But here we're holed up in a $30 million mansion, so I guess I can't complain too much.
Are you roughing it? So Dr. Phil, I didn't realize this. You're from Oklahoma.
From Oklahoma. Yep, you got that.
Have you watched the Tiger King show yet?
You know, I have not, and
Oh.
I'm holding out for as long as I can because I'm afraid it might cause me to have some sort of a brain aneurysm.
Oh,
Oh.
okay.
I've heard too many people talk about it right now, and you know me, I have trouble. I have trouble handling stupid, and it seems like there's an awful lot of stupid going on that there program.
Yeah,
I would
your
agree.
head might completely blow up. Adam, have you seen the show?
No, I haven't seen it at all.
Oh.
I've just seen memes and I've seen constant Facebook and Twitter activity, but like Dr. Phil, I haven't yet tried it out, and I don't know. I don't know if I can.
I do have to ask you fellas a question.
All
It
right.
looks like Jacob, you're somewhere with a nice skyline of, I don't know, what is that, Windsor behind you, and then Adam, it looks like you've been locked in a car outside of a Chinese restaurant.
Dr. Phil, you're correct. I've been in isolation in the vehicle for 13 days now,
Well,
and it's Ming Garden. I don't know if you can tell from there's a sign back there, Ming Garden.
Oh, wow.
So it is a Chinese restaurant. So good eyes, Dr. Phil. Good eyes.
well, you got an endless supply of Mugu Gai Pan, so I guess you got that going for you. And it is
And
the irony of you being in front of a Chinese restaurant and us talking about coronavirus is not lost on me.
yes. So what
I
have
would
you
hate
done,
to know
Dr.
what you
Phil?
do for bathroom when you're locked into that with being right in front of a Chinese restaurant, though. But let's
Well,
move on.
I use the Taco Bell. Yeah, there's a Taco Bell right there. Yeah, and when the toilet paper runs out there, there's a Burger King attached to the Taco Bell. So Taco Bell and Burger.
I imagine the toilet paper has run out of the Taco Bell long ago.
Yeah, but before Corona, I think.
Yeah.
I think before Corona.
You said it.
It might be stocked up.
So
So,
what-
Dr. Phil, what have you been staying busy? I know you're such a important figure, and with everybody so scared and going crazy right now, have you been staying busy for the last couple weeks?
Well, I've got an outstanding publicist that keeps scheduling me on high quality shows, not unlike your own.
Well, we appreciate it.
Yes, that's a high compliment.
Yeah, I was gonna say we only really I think I tweeted you and you said sure, I've got all day available this entire week. You pick a time and we'll do it. So I really appreciate you putting us up top of your priority list here.
Well, that was
Yes,
actually one of my grandkids that had stolen my phone and was
Oh.
answering tweets for me, but I felt somewhat obligated, so I decided I'd go ahead and come on your little program.
Well, we appreciate that, Dr. Phil. You're a class act, my friend.
Well, I appreciate that.
I was gonna say, what are some things, since we got your expertise on here, what are some things that we can do to ride this out and help survive this coronavirus 2020?
Well, I do have a social distancing trick. Everybody, just imagine that all the people on the outside are your in-laws, and that, if nothing else, should keep you inside your house for a long period of time.
That'll get it done.
That's a good idea. That's a good tip. I hadn't thought of that, really.
And while you are indoors, I've got some things that you can do to be more productive. For one, finish all them household projects that you've been working on for the last 10 or 20 years. You should call up all the people that you owe money to. It's not like they can get to you right now anyway. And then lastly, write a letter. Do a little pen pal thing. Write a letter to all those high school buddies that are in prison. Those are some things that I've done to stay effective and efficient during this crisis.
Are all your buddies in the Red Onion there, Adam?
Well, I was going to say, when he brought up the prison, we used to do an old radio show, and we had this one inmate, Solomon Blackjack Jackson, that he wrote in. He would write in, and he would draw like a picture of something, and just different figures or things. Like I think once he drew the Scream mask from the movie. But that made me think, of old Solomon Blackjack Jackson.
That sounds a little bit like one of those Rorschach tests.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It may have been, knowing him. I mean, he sent us a few poems, I think is what he did, some personal poems. So he may not be with us. That was, a little ways back. But maybe he is, maybe he isn't. But if he is, Solomon Blackjack, we thank you.
Well, Dr. Phil, I know you're a busy person and you probably have another call later on this week. So do you have any final advice that you can give to us and any of our viewers out there?
Well, my final advice on this whole quarantine world that we're living in right now is I better not cash you outside. How about that?
How about that? What you did there. I see what you did
there.
Yes,
I like that.
Classic.
Well, Dr. Phil, we really appreciate you, taking the time to video chat in, and we hope to have you back in the future. Dr. Phil, thank you.
Well,
stay safe out there.
You're very welcome.
All right. We'll see you later.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Dr. Phil. So that was a nice treat.
Wow, yeah.
That was the first show, Jake, and you got one of the biggest talk show celebrities of the last, decade?
I texted you and I said, we need to get together and do another show. And I had this in mind. I was like, I can bring celebrities if you can just bring the entertainment. And I delivered 10 times out of 10.